Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome to this very special announcement video because I'm here today to tell you that the Sunday catch-up is coming back. Well, it's coming back sort of. I mean, when I used to do the Sunday catch-up, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, it used to be a weekly thing. It was every Sunday I'd answer your questions, and that's still going to be the core thing. I'm going to be answering your questions, but I also want to expand it a little bit. First and foremost, it's going to be one every month. I'd love to do it weekly again, but I think if I did that, one, I'd feel burnout as I did before, and also I just think it'd get a bit stale. So once every month, that's like a good every 4 weeks, you get a good summation and a great chance to answer questions as well. Lots of potential questions there. And I also wanted to include a bit about what I'm doing. You know, if some of you might remember the early Sunday catch-ups, it wasn't just me answering questions. I'd sort of give you updates on what I was doing just in life, you know, like whether it was acting or general, or updates on videos as well, like, you know, little sneak peeks of what was coming or something like that. So I sort of want to bring that back. I want it to be more than just a Q&A session. I want it to be a fuller thing, if that makes sense. So when am I going to be starting this up again? Well, you are welcome on this video to leave your questions down below, and I will be answering them in a video that will be posted on Sunday the 30th of October. So that gives you, if you're watching this the day this video comes out, that gives you just over 3 weeks to get your questions down below. In terms of whether, like, how many questions I'll be answering, again, that's gone through different phases over the years. I've gone from answering every question to answering just one or two from each person, things like that. I'm going to say, if you just ask one, so just ask one question, not multiple, just one, and I will try my very best to answer every single one. Now, if I get inundated with hundreds and hundreds, might be a little tricky, but, you know, never say never. I want to try and make sure everyone gets included in this, that no one feels left out. So all being well, if you ask me one question, I will definitely answer it. And that'll continue every 4 weeks. So as I say, the first of the relaunch Sunday catch-ups, if you like, will be going on the 30th of October, and then the next one will go out on Sunday the 27th of November, which obviously will cover the November period. Now with December, if we're going by 4 weeks, that's technically Christmas Day. Christmas Day falls on a Sunday this year, and I'm reserving that day as usual for the AMTV Christmas message, which I've been doing for a few years now. So push it back a week, which means the Sunday catch-up covering December will go out on Sunday the 1st of January 2023, which is very exciting. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. You know, I'm not saying this will be the de facto thing forever, but I've been chatting with a few people, and some people have said, oh, you know, I love the Sunday catch-up. You know, it was a good chance to ask you questions, a good chance for interaction, and some people have just openly said they miss it. So, you know, who am I to deprive you of something you miss? So yeah, all being well, the Sunday catch-up, as I say, will return on this monthly basis, so once every 4 weeks, and it'll be a great chance for me to answer your questions. And I guess just while we're here, just to provide a little update on the channel and stuff, obviously at the time of recording this, we're still going through the Rhythm and Movement Marathon on the Ident Review Extra. It'd be great if you guys could show support to that. I know the Rhythm and Movement set isn't the most, like, popular, well-remembered or whatever set in the BBC's history, but it would mean the world to me if you guys could just check those videos out. They're quite bite-sized, you know, only 4 or 5 minutes, which I've got to say, I think the Ident Review Extra when I started it was great. Like, YouTube loved those sort of short, consistent videos. Now it's the opposite. You know, in terms of algorithm changes, obviously long form content is king at the minute, so those short videos don't tend to get pushed as much. So yeah, the more you guys could check those out, share them around, all that stuff, that would be fantastic. And yeah, in terms of the main Ident review, you know, it's just finding the right set. I know you guys suggest things all the time, which is, again, fantastic. Thank you very much. But I always try and pick Ident sets that I'm interested in, that I think there's enough to talk about, and I think that will make an interesting episode, because sometimes I look at sets that people mention and, you know, for me personally, they're just not that interesting, or they don't have a lot going for them. So yeah, please don't be disheartened if I don't cover your suggestion. It depends on a lot of factors. But yeah, you know, I hope to do episodes of the Ident review. No current schedule with that yet. For the Doctor Who fans out there, I'm going to try and do a few more Doctor Who videos as well. I know they've sort of been running a bit dry over the last few months. Obviously, we've had the return of the history of Doctor Who viewing figures, and thank you for all the lovely comments on that. We've covered the first part of the Wilderness Years. We've also looked at the McGann TV movie. So next up will be the second half of the Wilderness Years. So that covers from 1997 all the way up until 2004. And then finally, because a lot of you have been asking for a long time, yes, finally, we will then cover the revival, starting with Series 1 with Christopher Eccleston's Ninth Doctor. So we will get there. And in terms of other stuff, like with the documentaries, I've had so much fun making those recently. Like the London Boys one, I'd honestly say that is probably, no cap, that is the proudest video I've ever made. I've wanted to make that story for literally years now, and to finally have done it, I was really happy with like the final edit of it. And again, your guys' comments have been lovely. I get it's not for everyone, you know, my channel does a lot about, you know, TV history and Doctor Who and stuff like that, so a 30-minute documentary on an 80s pop band that were only big for like 1 year, I get it, it's not going to appeal to everyone. But if, you know, again, if you guys could just share that around or watch a bit of it, see what you think, that'd be very much appreciated. But yeah, more docs are coming. The big request I get is to do one on ITV Digital, because the story of that is quite fascinating. And don't worry, that is one I do plan on doing at some point. We've also got the 100th anniversary of the BBC coming up in the middle of October. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, do a documentary to, you know, chime in with it. And as cool as that would be, to make a documentary, even condensing down 100 years of the BBC, that would be very, very long. And I'm not against doing it, but to be realistic with myself and you guys, with where we're at now, you know, I'm recording this at the end of September, the anniversary is in a matter of weeks, I don't have the time, suffice to say. And in terms of time, just to address that as well, into, again, bringing back in what's going to be in the Sunday catch-up. I mean, I'm doing some acting stuff. I've got gigs lined up for the Halloween season, so like middle to late October. And most crucially for actors, because we all love it, I do have some work lined up for Christmas. Now, this work is a bit different in that it's flexible in the sense that I got to sort of pick the days I wanted to work, and I did choose most of December because, you know, times be hard at the minute. Cost of living crisis, you know, man's got to make that money. But in terms of like how busy I'll be throughout December, there could be days where I'm not busy at all. There could be days where I'm particularly rammed with work. Particularly, I think that week leading up to Christmas Day will be very, very busy. So what does this mean for the channel going forward? I thought I might address it now. You might have noticed the past 3 years, so 2019, 2020, 2021, I was able to upload a video every single day in December. It nearly killed me all 3 years, but I was able to do it. And, you know, I've always loved on YouTube that advent calendar style, you know, content creators putting out a video every single day of December. There's something really exciting about it. It's like the build up to Christmas. It's great. And, you know, at the start of 2022, I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll do that again. I've done it 3 years now. How bad can it be? Well, again, realistically, guys, it's coming up to October. I have no ideas. I mean, you know, there was never really a theme in the last 3 years. You know, it'd just be like the I Don't Review Extra in the last few years would have a lot of the time, and some of the one-off videos and stuff. I think if I really put my head to it, I could probably think with something. But again, being realistic, I think we're not going to go for a 4th year. So in December, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get a video every single day. That doesn't mean there won't be anything. I will still aim to upload some content in December. But again, given that I've got this Christmas gig, there might be like, you know, certain weeks in December where there's a lot of videos and certain weeks in December where there's maybe hardly any videos. But, you know, I always try and keep the content coming. It's this fun hobby that I do. You guys seem to enjoy it as well, which is fantastic. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on, well, obviously the Sunday catch-up coming back, but also just in terms of what's going on with the channel, like what I'm doing, like work-wise with acting and stuff. So yeah, as always, it looks like it's going to be a very busy few months leading up to the end of the year. But hey, isn't that what life's all about? Keeping busy and having fun. Make sure you're having fun. If you're not having fun, you got to change that. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. But please let me know in those comments. Get those questions in. Drop them down in the comments right now. As I say, you have about 3 weeks to do so. The first of these will be on Sunday the 30th of October. And remember, 1 question per person. If you leave multiple questions, I'm just going to pick the one I favour the most and go for that. And as I say, I'm aiming to answer every single question. If that doesn't become the case, at the start of the Sunday Catch-Up video, I will address that, don't you worry. But yeah, so let me know in those comments, let those questions below, anything you like, within reason, of course. I very nearly forgot about that one. And yeah, you know, if you want to keep up to date with me as well, I also am on Twitter at Adam Martyn AMTV. You can go and give me a follow there to see what I'm up to when I decide to tweet. But also leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel as well if you're brand new. We'd really love to have you aboard. But I've been Adam Martyn from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hux Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, the Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar are AMTV staff members.